Learn, do, grow, and be a little better every day. Welcome to the Small Scale Life Podcast. All right, and welcome to Ant Live 18 at the Small Scale Life Podcast. I am your host here, Tom from Small Scale Life, and to my side is
Adam with Modern Frontier Farms.
Absolutely. Well, it's good to see you, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's awesome weather today. Like,
oh
we had
my,
50 some degrees at the end of February. Like,
I know.
It's like a stick. You just can't beat it.
It was great. I mean, going outside and doing my job, it was fabulous. Yes, some of the roads were really wet, and we had a lot of mud. You know, that top layer on those unpaved roads was really starting to heat up and really get muddy. So thank goodness I didn't get stuck today, but it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. And the birds were all out talking. The eagles were out. I don't know. It was like everybody was saying, yes, it's spring, and we're going to have a stretch of this, and then it's going to dive a little bit. So we'll see what happens with the weather, but I think we're going to be in the 40s for a little bit here.
You know, it's a love-hate relationship with this time of year here for me, because we call this season mud season.
Yeah, mud season.
Snow's hard to work with. Mud's worse.
It is.
And you know, the animals have to eat. I have to go feed the animals. Stepping through as the mud just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper. So we do have a couple strategies to keep the animals comfortable.
Oh yeah, what's that? What do you have to do?
Well, I will put out great big hay bales.
Okay.
They're junky hay bales. They just, a lot of it's what we call marsh hay. So I'll roll those out onto the land, and they lay down on top of that. That's where they sleep. They're very comfortable that way. And like my cows, I put one of those hay bales out, rolled it out, and I had it out there for this last really bad cold spell, right? And I also put nice bedding inside their little cow house. Their cow house is insulated and everything else. I don't know which one's dumb. It's either they're dumb or I'm dumb, but it was negative 18 degrees and they're laying outside. So they still haven't used the cow house. They're like, we like this. This is nice bedding out here. This is comfortable. So, yeah, I don't know.
Well, it is. You told me those big cows are like a big boiler system, and it's they're 120, 130 degrees, right? So that cold stuff doesn't bother them, but they can have the option to get out of the wind. So in the cow house. So
right. As long as they have food, it's almost impossible to freeze a cow because they have their big belly. So it's 115 to 120 degrees ish. And it's that big fermentation tank. A third of their bodies are guts, right? Kind of reminds you of some of your friends, right? You know,
hey, watch it, young man. We're working on that. I'm watching you.
I'm proud of you for that too. You called yourself out. Nah, I didn't. But you know, so they have this big fermentation tank, and as that, all those enzymes and everything is fermenting that grass in their guts, and they regurgitate and chew it back down, but that's what they're doing. That's what they're living off of, is those enzymes and the bacteria that they're growing in their gut. That's really what a cow is eating.
Right.
Is they take the grass and then they ferment it in their stomach. So that stays warm and keeps them warm. And so it's a pretty remarkable system that they have going on there.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's developed and probably evolved over time. Amazing. Well, that's great, dude. In this warm weather, for me personally, I'm getting excited because it's almost like, yes, garden season is coming. So I need to get some things done. I've got to change the garden a little bit. And Jules and I were just talking about that as we were cleaning up our garage this weekend, and kind of ticking off the things that we need to do before garden season gets into full swing. So I'll be building some more barrel gardens. I've got 3 barrel gardens, so 9 feet long, 2 feet wide, probably about 2 feet tall, and that's where all my tomatoes will go. And then I'm going to repurpose the wicking beds, or the hybrid rain gutter grow systems that I built last year. I'm going to repurpose those. So it's going to be a fun year. I'm really excited for it. I've got some ginger going right behind me. So that process has started, because ginger is slow and takes forever to grow up here in the cold season. So I soaked those for a couple days, got them in some soil, and we're just going to keep them nice and warm and with a little bit of moisture, and they will grow. So I'm pretty excited about that. I did get ginger last year. I don't know. Have you ever grown it before, Adam?
I've never grown ginger before.
Yeah, it was little baby ginger, but that's what you get up here. And it did really well it grows well in the shade. But the issue is, you got to get it going now, because it's just going to take a long time to grow. So, and then the other pro tip I would leave everyone is, don't leave it outside when it freezes. It's not a good idea. So
I would not have guessed that.
A tropical plant in a freezing condition, not going to go well, brother.
Oh, well, now I know. I wish you would have told me that before. No wonder I haven't grown ginger.
So yeah, this is an interesting time of the year, because we're going to be bouncing all around, and it's like you want to get going outside, but it's going to be muddy and wet, and we're still up for some snow. Farmers markets for you have not really started. I mean, maybe a little bit. You're in some stores. For me, I'm in the wind up phase. I know we've been talking about that for a couple weeks, but truly, I decided after a lot of contemplation that Etsy is my vehicle. So I'm just waiting for them to connect to my bank, and then we can go. And I'm like, let's go. So we're in this weird phase, the slow phase, for you, waiting for the farmers markets to open,
Yep.
Working on supply, working on getting in more places. I mean, it's kind of I always called this period the long March, and we're almost in March, so it totally makes sense. But we're kind of in this, there's no days off. We're just marching along. Spring break will be coming eventually, but not right now. So we have it for our personal lives. We go through these slow periods, slow cycles. We have it for business as well. So let's talk a little bit about both today. And I think that'll be interesting. What do you think?
Absolutely. No, it's that time of year that you just have to march through it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Try to keep going. Soon we're going to be in a warmer weather. It's always late February to early March. It's always like I'm sick and tired of the cold.
Yeah.
And then it's either going to be snowy and cold, or it's going to be frozen and muddy. It's like, it's some of the worst weather you can possibly get is this time of year. Once we get past middle of March, like March 15th, what they say, in like a lion, out like a lamb.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. So, and then the April showers bring May flowers. That's another one where we usually have a lot of rain coming in, and that we'll have to prepare for that too. But this is a time for really kind of digging in. We're kind of coming out of the hibernation phase a little bit, and we'll be getting into starting to move a little bit. But we can use this time, this cycle. There's cycles in everything, cycles in the seasons, spring, summer, fall, winter, and cycles in our lives, where we're getting, birth, maturing into our middle years, and then death, right? So there's all these cycles that go on, and businesses are the same way, where you have that excited launch and that growth, and then all of a sudden you hit slowdown and recession, and then rebirth, right? Coming out of that. And so now is the time to kind of to figure out what we're going to do to keep us moving forward, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's important to just go, this is just a time.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to identify that, right? Was it right off the bat, you got a really big hits, really good advertisement, a video that you did really hit off. Got 150,000 views and likes on that one, and it's like, yes,
that'd be
cool.
nice. That'd be nice. Not all of us can do that, Adam.
Right, but is it a freak accident?
Right.
That you ended up selling a bunch of stuff right off the bat?
Right.
And then, or is it a seasonal thing? It could be a seasonal thing. Like right now, it's not market season, so I can't get in front of as many people.
Right.
And what is the reason for that lull? Even in your life, like, what is the reason for the lull? Is it because, well, you're just maintaining and you're waiting for other things? So what are you going to do during that lull in your life, in your business? Do you need to do something to spark that business back up? Do you need to, is it something you just got to weather through and go, well, in 2 months, I'll be busier than I know. And maybe I just need to relax and set myself up for success and make it easier. Then give yourself a couple gifts to the future self. And, like, okay, well, I'm not going to sit here and watch Netflix and YouTube videos all the time. I'm going to get myself in a productive position,
right?
So that when the season happens, it happens, and I'm going to be ready for it and be more efficient.
And not to be flippant, but a little bit of this is like rainbows and unicorn farts, because you're watching your bank account go, start to go like this, and you're going, holy crap, this is how we're going to pay the bills, and that panic sets in, and even just starting out, it's like I mentioned this last week, where I'm looking at all my expenses and I'm like, ooh, I suddenly racked up a little bit of money, and I got a couple orders, yay! And then some marketing stuff went out, and it went down again, and I got to get some more customers, and you start to panic a little bit. So but there are things you can do to set yourself up for success and use this time, and I think it's really important too. Yeah, gift to your future self is really big, and we don't think about that. It's all about production, and maybe not. Maybe that's not what we should be doing right now.
Yeah, a lot of people will, in the farmers market community, will sit there and take this time of year. They'll go on vacation, they'll do that. For me, I'm trying to build something beyond just the farmers market stands. If maybe you are just, hey, this is okay, and where's your comfortable? Where are you comfortable with? Right. But weather through it. Things will happen if long as you do the work. I had a friend of mine that was running a business that he got right off the bat. He was doing did a bunch of marketing, got it up and running, and it was really fun right off at first. And he sold a bunch, and then it twiddled out. And he goes, why did it twiddle out? What happened? Where are all my customers? Well, he ended up saturating the market to a point where they didn't need it anymore, and
he couldn't have satisfied the whole demand. I mean, this is a big region, a big community maybe that he's in, or big nation.
So he made he made these cutting boards, right?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And they're wonderful cutting boards, and he's a great personality, and he sold them. He kind of saturated the market to a point where it's like, there's no one else. Everyone, the customers that he had would come back and talk to him.
Right.
But you only need how many cutting boards in your life?
Ah, yes. This is a problem that florists run into too, right? Like a wedding florist like Jules, where yes, you win the project, you do a big wedding, get paid, profit, everybody's paid, great. Then what? Right? Because next year they're not getting married. I mean, there's an anniversary, you can maybe get flowers there, or Valentine's Day, but they might go to a shop. So I get it. I totally get what you're talking about, man.
So you have to start finding new markets. How are you going to reach someone else?
Right.
A product
or diversify, which is dangerous too, but we'll get there.
Right. And that's always an option too. But something like, say, meats, where you eat that every day, or like Tommy cakes, where you go through one of those probably about once a week.
Depends when the flock of starlings hit, because that stuff will be gone in hours, just like that. I'm serious, but yeah. But yeah, theoretically once a week, or every 4 days maybe. So
so it's a consumable product. Now, if you have something like a cutting board, that's not a consumable product.
Right.
And, unless you break it or drop it, well, if you break it by dropping it, maybe it wasn't the quality that you wanted to begin with. But yeah, it's difficult when you're in that situation. So it's like, okay, is this a product that needs to continue on? Like, how do you do a consumable product, or what can you do add on to that once you got the first product there, add on to keep those customers coming back? Or do you go to and just say, forget it, we're going to go to another market and saturate that market, and maybe we'll come revisit the markets that I've already been at, but let's saturate a new market. So many different ways to do it, so many different ideas to do it, to make things happen. The guy works really, really hard at it. But it's like,
imagine for a minute that you take a person like you with your meat, and then the cheese people that you have in your wonderful gift boxes, and then your Rushing Waters and the crackers, and maybe some of those people at the elite Famers Market, and you build a box with your cutting board in there. Maybe that's something, where you can get a collective or a partnership going, right? There's other things you can do.
Yeah, I mean, you can collaborate. That's
collaborate.
Always a great way to do things. If you can add, and that's one of the things with my gift boxes. When I do a gift box, I collaborate with a bunch of other people. And what you're looking for is an excuse to talk to your customers. What is your excuse? Give them an excuse to talk to you. Right. Be informative. Have your understanding.
Right.
And this slow period is a great time of year to, maybe educate yourself a little bit better.
Right. Yeah.
So get yourself ready and go, all right, do I need to know more about birdseed? Do I need to know more about what is the migration patterns of the yellow belly sapsucker that I have hanging around,
No, put it in real world perspective. So I sent some stuff down to Atlanta, Georgia, and they're warm down there. So you put peanut butter, lard, and the birdseed together, and mix it all into yummy goodness, but you're sending it down to warm temperatures. That's going to start to melt. So there's got to be no melt birdseed concoctions that you can make. That's not going to turn into a gooey mess down there, and it'll ship nice and stay in shape. I mean, if you think about it, if you go to like your big box store, your Ace Hardware, or whatever you're going to go to, Lowe's or whatever, Walmart, you see they've got these prepackaged deals. They're not turning into a gooey mess. So they've figured it out how to sit there for a long time in the shelf. Now, I'm not going to have my stuff sit there for a long time in the shelf, but I'm going to figure out a way where it's not going to turn into a gooey mess, and the birdies are going to be happy, and you're going to just love the hell out of it watching them eat. And come in and eat. So it was super cool to send that stuff and see different birds coming in, like a brown thrasher. I don't know what that is, but it's a state bird down there. And they're like, oh yeah, look at this. And I was like, whoa, that's really cool. But yeah, same thing. We're learning new stuff. Like, maybe you're coming up with a new recipe for your meats, right? Or your sausage, or your sausage sticks, and getting new suppliers lined up, getting into the supermarket some more. I mean, getting into a new farmer's market. I mean, these are all the good things, right? This is the time where we can rest, but we're also putting in some work too.
Right. When it's go time for me, I don't have time to be sitting there
Yeah.
and babysitting somebody or trying to make a schedule to one of these grocery stores and say, hey, can you carry some of my product?
Yeah.
I don't have as much time to develop those relationships. Do those
Right.
relationships happen? And do I create more relationships? Absolutely. But it does not seem to just like happen right off the bat,
Right.
where I can focus a little bit more on that to set myself up, because I know that next year I'm going to be a little less bored and have a little bit more done. Now, doing projects around here, I'm in front of my freezer. I have great bit. I'm
Mm-hmm.
building a deck.
Oh, nice.
Right. Oh, it mud season, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to the wife this morning, just like, you know what, at 5:30 in the morning, because this is what Adam does. She, poor Lisa, she just woke up. I go, I got this great idea. How about we build a deck in front of the freezer so we're not stepping in mud?
Oh, man.
And she goes, how much is that going to cost? And I'm like, oh, it's going to be about $200. Shouldn't be too bad. I got some of the material already, and just have to go pick some more up. And poor Lisa, I tell you, I feel bad for her. Like she gets just jumped on right as she wakes
Mm-hmm.
up. Like, I got this great idea.
This is the story of our life too, because I'm not a morning guy. I will tell you, I can stay up till 3 a.m. doing stuff, but I used to anyway. But I am not a morning guy. And Jules, she's up at 5:30, and her brain's like, ding, 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 ding. So I woke up this morning and I got like 5 texts of things I need to do this week, and and I've had that experience where she's like, okay, I know you're just waking up, but I have this idea, and this is how Driftless Oaks happened, right? I got this idea. It's 4:30 in the morning. I'm like, oh, this is going to work. We're not going to be able to build at our place. What are we going to do? And she's like, I got this idea. We're going to build we're going to buy a farm. And I was like, oh my God. So yeah, this is how things happen at our house too.
Yep. Yeah,
and sometimes some good ideas come out of that too.
That's why Jules and I get along so well. She's awesome.
Yeah. Well, there we go. So yeah, I mean, I was there at your freezer, and it was summer, and it was real nice and easy. But I can totally get that, where you're moving product around, you don't want to be standing in an inch of mud. I mean, that's not very good, and it's not good for the product to put it on an inch of mud and all that either. So you need to have the right step into it. So concrete would be wonderful, but that's more expensive yet. So
right. So I'm in the middle of building this wonderful deck.
Nice.
Get that all set up, and we'll be able to have a nice platform to walk in.
Yep.
Have a rug so that we can wipe our feet on it,
right.
Not track mud into the freezer. It wasn't so bad when you're tracking just a little bit of snow, but then now that mud season's here, all of a sudden, it's time to make some progress.
Right. And I know, Jules is gearing up for wedding season, so she's getting vases, she's getting materials. I mean, she's getting her website built, and there's a lot of stuff in this ramp up, this long march where she is going to be. Here we go. I'll show this comment in a minute, but she's doing all the things too to ramp up and suddenly get her name out there and stuff. So it's a whole process, and this is the time where you can do that. So here's a good solution for you, brother. I like this. This is a new person. Haven't seen this person come in before, but thank you for your comment. How about a wood pallet in front of your freezer? They're free, and you can replace the decking with something stronger. And Lisa might be happy with a lower cost solution, right?
Well, I already started building the deck.
Okay.
Number one, but we actually were using a couple pallets in front of the freezer, and when you're a big burly guy like myself and carrying a 60-pound box of meats, all of a sudden the pallets started breaking apart real easy. So I was busting through the pallet, and although the pallet worked temporarily, the original idea was we're going to put 2 pallets in front, put a piece of plywood on top of that, and I just decided to do something a little bit prettier and a little bit more long term.
Long term. Yeah. No, it's a good suggestion for sure. And I'm using pallets here. I have plans for the pallet compost solution, right, for my compost pile. And then I'm using a pallet for my wood rack in the back to store extra firewood back there. And I want to put a fire pit back in that area too. So yeah, pallets are wonderful. You can do all kinds of cool stuff with them. And it's Mark, by the way. Hello, Mark. Welcome to the show. So yeah, good suggestion. Love it. This is the kind of good creative thinking that we like. So,
awesome. Wait a minute. Is that Mark Rothbone? Is he from Australia?
Not sure. It doesn't. It says his handle is how do we restart the food system? So,
well, if it's the Mark that I'm thinking of, he's good guy. Like this guy is one of the smartest guys when it comes to how to grow really good vegetables. So
nice. Well, we'll have to have him on the show.
Absolutely.
So that would be really cool. Is he got the Australian sassiness? That's a question for you, Mark. So are you sassy?
Well, you can't trust what that man says.
Awesome. I love it. So thanks for commenting. I love it. So I have a few Aussie friends and they are very sassy and it's really cool. So it's always good to get the bands. Oh no, there we go.
Perfectly said.
Right. Totally awesome. Totally awesome. No way. So cool. Yes, a pallet would work in some cases, but not all. So yeah, totally cool. Yeah, so lots of things are happening here as we all ramp up. And, I was just thinking about that too. I mean, I'm working on molds. I'm working on all kinds of things. I just bought a new mold coming in, so I want to test that out. And this is a time to get your stuff nailed down and in place, especially for new business operators like myself, learning the ropes and tracking all the expenses. So it's good stuff. So where else are we going, brother?
One of the things that we can kind of correlate a newer business and that off season of a business, they're both going to be slower off the bat.
Yeah.
And this is the time that you take to focus on the business, get yourself ready for when it does start and get going.
Yes.
So figuring out your packaging, figuring out how can you move forward with a couple of things. Obviously, you don't really have the capital to invest a lot because it's a newer business.
Right.
But it's very similar between the slow season and just starting out. It's a lot of it's going to be purely getting educated,
right.
until you don't have time to sit there and talk to people or educate yourself as much. Get as much education as you possibly can.
Right. And I think that was so important for me and our niece who's starting something down in Atlanta area to send that first box, right? Send that first package. I mean, you're an old hand at it. You've got experience, a couple of years experience now, but for me, I've never, perishable thing through the USPS. I mean, United States Postal Service. I mean, going to make it? Is it what size box do I need? How much is this going to cost me? All those things. And then you start looking at boxes and like, I can get some cool boxes and insulation and all these things. And I can talk to Adam and he can give me ideas. So yeah, there's a lot to learn just doing some test runs and figuring stuff out. Absolutely. That's good.
Yeah. Slowly but surely you'll make those contacts and figure out how to do it. So how did it make it down to Florida?
To Atlanta? Box number one that went to Atlanta got no complaints. They said that because it's the peanut butter lard, cake, It did get a little soft, but I knew that going in. I knew that it was going to be a little soft. So then I might have to add some cold packs or, package it a little differently. The stuff I sent to Minnesota, central Minnesota, got there in like unbelievably fast. Like a day it was there and it was perfect. And she put it out there. She had birds on it in literally seconds. So that was really cool to see. That was a really good testimonial. So yeah, I mean, it just depends where it's going and how cold it is, how long it takes to get there. The other thing about Atlanta, it got stuck in this little post office and it seemed to do a couple OODA loops. It went around and around for like 3 days. It was crazy how long it got stuck down there in their system. And there's nothing I can do about that,
Right. Well, it's things that you learn about, but I'm glad that it made it down there and it was still a usable product and find ways to, maybe preach about, turn those troubles like, hey, this is a perishable product. Birds are going to enjoy it more because of the way it is.
Yeah.
And or it's a natural product. We got to make sure you maybe chill it before you put it out for the birds, for your bird friends, whatever. Your avian friends.
Right. So for like selling vegetables, like maybe Mark does, I don't know, but you can have a farm stand at the end of your street, but then or at the end of your driveway, you're going to stand there with a cash box, secure your cash box. What's the pricing? There's a whole bunch of things that you can need to figure out and do before you actually start selling. So.
Right. Yeah. So let's see. What is the next invest in marketing and branding? So investing in time. You may not have the money, invest in it so picking apart your website, picking apart how you word things, have friends and family. Now be careful with this.
Yeah.
Friends and family look at it and go, okay, what do you see? And take their opinion. Hopefully they don't not offended by it. Take their opinion as a grain of salt because I'll listen to them, but take it as a grain of salt because you ask 10 people, you're going to get 10 different opinions.
Yes.
But it's still important to ask people what they think, what they see, what could be better, what could be worse, and keep moving forward with just sharpening up your website. That's a low cost, right?
Yeah.
That's just your time. Making new social media. Social media is great, right? If you're able to invest in your time in the social media and start getting, putting up some memes, putting up a couple of videos. Hey, look at my birds, look at them. They're flying around.
Right.
Yeah,
I think you were posting some memes this week about meat and all that stuff, or this weekend, I think you were. So yeah.
Trying to get a little bit more out there and keep people engaged, people interested. But go ahead.
I was going to say, I think the humor quotient is good. I mean, tasteful humor, right? And not going to get you in trouble humor, but just we take ourselves too seriously sometimes, I think. You know what I mean? So, and not you and me. Well, maybe not me, but you. I'm just kidding. Totally kidding, man. Pulling your leg. So, yeah, this is a great time to invest in that. Now, do you have a marketing budget? Like, okay, I'm going to do a spend of $100 per month or something like that, or is that just not?
We really don't have much of a marketing budget right now. Our biggest problem is not having enough product. To continue on with some of the things that we're doing. So my focus right now, and you're going to go into ebb and flow. We're going to have too much products, not enough product, or too many customers, and both. Everything has its advantages and disadvantages, but right now it's not really too many customers, but I'm trying to grow. And you can only grow the beef, especially the way we're doing it, so fast. It takes us, 2.5 years to go from little baby calf to beautiful steak on your grill.
Wow.
So it's not something that just happens overnight. So how
Right.
do you scale?
Mm-hmm.
And so there's ways to do that. Uh, our pork, that's usually 8 months
Okay.
from farrow. So it takes, in 8 months, I'll have another pig, but takes
Right.
more months.
Right.
That's not even then even including gestation,
Mm.
right? So how do you expand? How do you keep expanding
Right.
and build from there? For
Mm-hmm.
me, that's one of my problems. So I was very serious on doing some social media marketing, and it's just, well, I don't have it's throwing a couple $100 at it, see if that works. Doesn't really make sense if I can't fulfill the order.
Right. That's probably one of the worst things is, yes, take my money. Oh, yeah, I can't really fill an order right now. Please hold, and just wait. And then the money goes somewhere else. Right. So,
Right.
yeah, that's tough.
So we are, I mean, we have plenty of product for the customers that we do have,
Mm-hmm.
and slowly growing, but to
Yeah.
sit there and add on, if the social media would work really well, all of a sudden
Mm-hmm.
here we have 20 orders. Well,
Yep.
okay, now we don't have to take care of what we need to take care of in the
Right.
future here. Until we fix that problem, which we are working on right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're expanding on our skill sets. We're
Yep.
also expanding on what we can throw into that,
Mm-hmm.
optimizing our operation so
Right.
that we can do more volume, and
Right.
it's not gonna make us hurt, and it's not gonna hurt our customers.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. And like for what I'm yeah, this is a good comment here. When you've got a good product, you need less marketing. Marketing
Absolutely.
speaks for itself. Yeah.
So this man here does biodynamic gardening,
Ooh.
vegetables,
Whoa.
and
That's a lot of big fancy words.
yes, big fancy words for just
Mm.
better tasting vegetables. If there
Yeah.
was such a thing, that's, probably takes a little bit longer,
Yeah.
but it's about taking care of that soil. Just go be a soil dork for a second here,
Yep.
because Mark's a fellow soil dork. Mark's taught
Mm-hmm.
me a lot about how to treat the soil and how to get those enzymes and
Mm-hmm.
bacteria and microbes in the soil
Yes.
working properly.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, it makes get those nutrients into the vegetables. They taste better. Guess what?
Right.
Same thing happens with grasses.
Yep.
You get the nutrients into the grasses, it tastes better. The cows eat more,
Mm-hmm.
and guess what? Cows taste better. So
Yes. Absolutely.
it's
Yeah. And
just a
I
good system.
I totally agree with that. I mean, have you ever bought a tomato from the store and you get a slice of it or something, and it just is like there's no taste to this damn thing, and it's probably high. I mean, not cutting on my brother Drew Demler down in Dallas, but sometimes you're just not getting the nutrients in there. It's just different, There's a different taste to some of that stuff, and getting the soil right makes all the difference. And as a gardener who has had a new garden and things were out of balance last year, things weren't growing right, and it's really important to get the soil right. Get the soil right, everything else grows, right? Good
Mhm.
seed, sun, water, nutrients, air, you're gone, and it's growing. So, yeah, that's good stuff. Real good stuff. Gardening is so fun. Love
Yes.
it.
Um, so there's you can diversify your
Hmm.
income. Try and find different ways. One of the things that I worked really well for me last year, I started a job at a local grocery store that now sell at. I worked in their meat department. I was being paid to be educated
Right.
on what my customers want, what prices are,
Hmm.
and started really noticing things. Plus, I was building
Yep.
relationships with the management there. So,
Hmm.
and with the other with my coworkers there. Now I go in there. They're like, Adam, how's it going? They're giving me hugs. They're stopping what they're doing. They're coming over to say hi.
Nice.
And what's cool about that is those people are going to be my best salesman.
Yes, right? Totally.
Because they believe in my products.
Mm-hmm.
They believe in what I'm doing. They know me personally.
Yep.
And they can sit there and say, oh, this guy's a great guy. It's okay for them to lie, right? This guy's a great guy. He has an amazing product. I really enjoy it. And that's awesome, right? I got little salesmen running all around talking about what I'm doing.
Yes.
And it makes them feel good too, because they're helping out someone that they really like.
Right. Well, they got to work with you right there, and you know that you got competence and skill and your charming personality, MFer. Pinkies up and MFer hat. Yes. Yes.
So
I think that's great. Yeah, totally, man.
But I mean, focusing on those networking and partnerships, that education, they can all play along with each other. And, this is the time of year I go to conferences.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Get my education.
Right.
Networking is a huge thing there. And fortunately, I'm going to be able to partner up with a few of the people also and go, hey,
very cool.
What can we do?
Right.
To grow this.
Right. And we had Greg Burns on, I think, last week, but he's been popping to different conferences across the Midwest, across the country. When he first started out, he did what you did. He went and worked with some of the best beekeepers in the country, like the Joel Saltons of beekeeping guys, Bob Binney, right? These people that are fantastic and know the craft. And he was learning about the craft and how they set up and how they had set up their honey house and produced everything and did everything. And he learned so much. And it was an investment. I mean, he was shadowing them and going to their places and stuff. But he built those relationships. They come on his live stream. People, now they see the leader of the industry is with this guy, so he knows his stuff. Let's buy from this guy, and it just works, right? It just is really good marketing. So it's, if you can do it, get a mentor, learn, put in the investment, and then. Now, I'm not going to go work at Birds Unlimited. It'd be very cool, but I got a gig right now that keeps me very busy. So.
Well, but you can join a Birdwatchers group or something along those lines. Make your hobbies part of your business.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's how I started. It was a hobby of mine to help the neighbor grow good quality beef and good quality grass and do work with him. And I loved every minute of that.
Right.
And while I was working, while I was helping out, while I was having my hobby, I learned so much about it and was able to go, okay, now we can grow. Now we can do some cool stuff.
Right. Yeah. Perfect. Love it.
So
it's really good.
It's important, I guess, keep yourself visible and engaged on social media.
Right.
Just because it's the lull season, and I'm horrible with this, tell people your story, and build that story up and learn how to properly tell people what you're doing and work on that. Constantly work on how you're telling your story. You know? How, why should I have some soup, have Tommy Cakes, bird cakes right there on my bird feeder? Tell me, Tommy,
why? Well, we're using all natural products. And when you compare the store-bought to what we're doing and what we're producing, you can see the quality, right? You can see the National Audubon Society bird seed that we're using, which is high quality cherry and nut and sunflowers and all those good things, and the rolled oats and the extra peanuts I put in and the raisins and the craisins. This stuff goes so fast. The birds love it. They'll be right on it. And it's amazing. You'll see all these birds coming in. I got birds that wait for me. I come outside. It's like, oh, there's the big fat man with the Tommy cakes. Hey, I'm coming in because that stuff is the best. And I don't want those bloody starlings to eat it. So they wait. I mean, I've got pictures where I put the stuff in the log and I take 3 steps this way. And here comes the chickadees. It's amazing. And it's so fun. I'm going to have them eating out of my hand soon because they love me. So, your birds are going to love you.
Yeah, there you go. And it's so good that you're using a lot of, not all entirely ingredients that people can eat necessarily, but.
Well, the National Audubon Society discourages you from eating their birdseed, but it is good enough to eat. I have had a taste.
And how to taste? Really
good, actually. If it was chocolate and not sunflower seeds, it'd be a really good bar.
Maybe you should try that.
Yes, I think I will. Edible Tommy cakes.
Yummy.
Yum, 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 yum.
So the other thing is, it's a slow time of year.
Yeah.
That positive mindset.
Oh, yeah.
That's the most difficult thing, right? To sit there and go, is this ever going to end? Am I doing the right thing? I just invested hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of dollars into this endeavor. And I'm 6 months in and I can't sell a darn thing right now. Is this even worth it?
Yeah.
And that's been stuff that my wife and I have done is we invested a bunch of money, and then I'll be honest with you, our first boxes that went out with the group I was working with, I wasn't too impressed with it. So we had to change. So do you have to change what you're doing? Do you have to make some adjustments? This is the time of year to do it, but don't give up. Just because it didn't. How many businesses fail the first time around?
A lot.
My original plan fell on its face because I didn't have control of all the quality that I felt like we needed, and it, unfortunately, I think I ruined a few customers because of that, but that's okay. You find more.
It's a learning experience. And I think you can spiral real quick, and you can get real discouraged. And I think you really need to stay connected to that why are you doing this? Right. And, here you go. Moved to Australia. Oh yes. No snow.
Yeah, I bet. Except everything wants to kill you in Australia. You got crocodiles, you got dingoes and spiders that want to eat
the roos
you.
And the spiders and the crocs. They all want to take you down, mate. And you're going to eat you for dinner.
You sound just like Mark.
Man of 1,000 voices, my friend. So, keeping that positive mindset and the why, right? Why are you doing this? And what are you doing? And what are your core principles, right, my friend?
Yeah, exactly. You got to stay in front of people.
Yep.
That's probably the hardest thing to do is you're like, well, what do I do now? I go find more customers, get in front of people, go to a show, then start talking to people. Maybe, do a podcast, listen to, talk about birds, talk about meat, talk about building a small business and trying to be successful. You just have to find something to do and just keep practicing, because even though that might fall flat on its face, that failure is going to teach you something.
Right.
Failure, or at least it should. That failure should always teach you something.
Yeah, and I think surrounding yourself with positive people. I mean, there's a lot of negative people out in the world, a lot of call them Eeyores, right? Oh man, this is happening to me. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, do you see the country? Do you see what's happening in Washington D.C.? And they're just drag you down all the time. Staying with positive people, not are going to blow smoke up your backside, but people that are positive and supportive and can give you some constructive feedback, and maybe, hey, they'll buy some of your stuff and start to give you little wins. I think getting some wins, getting that support network behind you, the community, it might be a little slow patch, but it's going to start coming back up. It's going to, have that kind of a mindset instead of, oh God, I'm out thousands of dollars. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. When it comes down to it, it's like business, being in business, whether it's a side business, full-time gig or whatever, it is, especially at the start, it's like a marathon. It's like an extreme marathon. It's like an ultra marathon where you don't even know when to stop, when it's going to stop.
Yeah.
It just keep going, keep moving. And all of a sudden, hey, there's more people there, and you start gaining that recognition. It doesn't happen right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot of time. So you have to enjoy what you're doing.
Right.
I mean, I love what I do. I enjoy talking to people, teaching people, communicating with people. It's part of what I do. It's part of who I am now, right?
Right.
It's become my hobby. Building a business has become my hobby. It's like, I really don't feel like going fishing because I kind of really rather be building my business. Don't get me wrong. I'll go fishing, but I'll probably still be talking about the business. How can I build the business? How can I do something more?
Right.
Instead of distracting myself from my 9 to 5, my 9 to 5 has become my life. And it's a little bit more than 9 to 5 these days. It's that 4:30 in the morning all the way till, we'll be doing this till about 9:30 at night. So
that's the after hours that y'all don't see, but maybe we should record sometime and put it out there because it's always interesting. Yes, totally. That's totally true. Yeah. And ultra marathoning, and marathons, we do know something about those. I mean, Jules ran one. I have not run one and will never run one, but Danny was a marathoner and an ultra marathoner. So you talk about somebody who made that his life. It was his life. I mean, you've never seen somebody run 100 miles in a blizzard or 50 miles in a blizzard with 70-mile-an-hour winds. He did. And he had a big smile on his face while he was doing it because that's who he was. And it takes that constant preparation, planning, working, focus, and then it's all fun, right? I mean, I don't know how that was fun, but it was fun for him, and it's a certain level of, I'm taking it to the next level, and he was something. He was a great runner. So I understand that. Absolutely. I absolutely understand that. Not 5 to 9, not 9 to 5. And that's probably 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. and beyond sometimes, for sure, especially when the cows get out, right, Adam?
Oh, that never happens.
Liar, pants on fire. Yeah. And I think, maybe one other thing is staying inspired, to help that mindset, stay inspired. Maybe there's a podcast like this one, or maybe there's a podcast out there for your thing. People that are successful or working through it or having the same issues, maybe you can find one of those and listen to those stories, and maybe that'll spark an idea, right? There's a whole sea of them out here, and we're just the top third in the world. Just kidding. But something that will inspire you and maybe give you some ideas and a different approach. That's always a good way too. But inspire yourself. Listen to some good music, uplifting music or something. Do something. Get by a stream and just listen to the water flow. It's amazing what that does for your brain. So,
Yeah, there's so many things there's so much information out there. Educate yourself, find different ways to educate yourself, talk to people. I know I said that about a dozen times today.
Yeah.
Is talk to people, have a communication. If you're afraid to talk to people, get over it.
Yeah.
So there's so much information out there, and by asking questions, ask the questions to people. Oh, do you like looking at birds? Do you like meat? What kind of meat do you buy?
Yeah.
And asking people about, and that's one of the things I constantly am doing, is going, okay, what do you like in your sausage? What do you like about this steak? What are you looking for? One of my favorite questions to ask people is, what was the best steak that you've ever had? And just asking a question, or like, what is, in your case, what is the coolest bird that you've ever seen at your bird feeder? So asking people those kind of questions, and maybe they won't know, but they'll start thinking about it. And maybe I haven't really seen any cool birds. Would a Tommy cake do something? I don't know. Have I ever had a memorable steak? Well, maybe Adam's steak is going to be memorable.
Right.
What was the best melon that you've ever had? Well, maybe Mark's. Maybe I should try Mark's melons.
The blind melon.
Maybe.
Yes, totally. Yeah.
So
no, that's a good way to frame it, because when you ask me that question about birds, I'm like, yeah, I've got 2 pileated woodpeckers that come almost every morning, and they're looking for suet. And then I had a northern flicker come in, and that was a super cool bird that I've never seen before, and that came in this winter. And then the other cool thing, which is not something you really want, but a Cooper's hawk came in and was just hanging out for a few days and hunting for the birds and my bird feeders. But yeah. What has he got here? Birds on the beach are cool. The ones with arms. Look at that bird over there. Yay. Shayla. Oh man. Oh, here we go. Here's my buddy. Our buddy, the bee whisperer himself, the Michael Jordan, not the basketball one, but the more famous one. So, yes, awesome. Very good. Michael's got some great stuff, and he's got a great story too, where he's been on Small Scale Life, but that was way back in 2017, talking about his journey and getting into beekeeping and making some of the best meads you've ever had in your life. It's magical stuff. So yeah, awesome stuff. It's really good.
That's one of the coolest things about this community is we just have so many awesome flavors of food for food and to consume, and we're all artisans at what we do. And you have to be an artisan at what you do, right?
Right.
If you're going to be a beekeeper, you got to be an artisan beekeeper. Otherwise, you're just making sugar water. Just making a honey or a sweet concoction that whatever, just bee vomit, right?
Bee vomit. Come on now.
Tommy cakes, those bird seed that you care about what's in that bird seed. I care about how my meats taste, what goes into it, and how that can bring you what that can do for your body possibly. And we just eat we have so many good foods and so many good opportunities to have good quality.
Right. So you take a really great quality honey. What could you do with that with some of your meat products? I mean, could you make a really good glaze is what I'm thinking, or something of that nature? Oh,
absolutely. Well, especially if you do hot, you make some hot honey, add some cayenne peppers or something to it, and you put that on some like a pork loin, smoked pork loin, or some chicken.
Yes.
Glaze a chicken breast, or
Mm.
just dip the chicken breast in as you're going. There's so many cool things that you could do. You could take like really good tomatoes, make yourself a barbecue sauce
Ooh.
with adding some honey to that.
Hmm.
Yeah. If Michael Jordan and I lived closer together, we'd probably be fat and happy.
Same. There's nothing like hanging out with Michael Jordan until like 4 a.m. and talking deep thoughts and about all kinds of things. It was really pretty cool. So he's a good guy, really good guy, and he's got his underground meadery and his bar restaurant in Cheyenne, Wyoming. So check that out if you're out that way. I forget the name of it right offhand. Put the name in the notes there, Michael, if you're still there. It's the Lamplighter or something like that. I can't remember, but let us know what that is. So, I mean, what's cool is as we go along here, we're going to develop a nice little network of people that are doing some really cool stuff. And I've got ideas. So, or I'm getting ideas. And I think, we need to showcase those people and bring them on and have some conversations with them. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
See people grow as a community, help each other out, collaborate. This is the cool stuff that we end up doing.
Right. All right. So looking ahead at this week coming up, what you got on your plate? Anything to keep you moving forward and thriving in the lull?
Well,
deck building.
I just need to finish up the deck. That should only take another hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. So that's moving forward. Our next, I have a couple customers I have to drop some product off to. So that's cool. Have a couple of tough conversations with some people to go, hey, this is how are we going to move forward if we don't have these things absolutely 100% right. And other than that, I think we're just going to kind of enjoy the weather. My spur of the moment ADHD is going to be like, hey, let's do this. Let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a big delivery of a bunch of worm castings to a grocery store.
Wow. To a grocery store?
Yes.
Huh.
Yep. So good harvest.
Or what? They got an outdoor, like a hoop house that they're going to be selling stuff.
Yeah, it's it's gardening season.
Yes,
and people start their seeds, and they need a high quality worm casting to help make their soil alive. So,
can confirm. Yes, I used coconut core and worm castings last year. Your worm castings seedlings did really well. So I will be going back to that for very shortly, actually. So that's the plan. Well, it's seedling season.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely gardening season coming up here. So we'll have to have some of the gardening experts that we know on and be able to kind of communicate and talk about their business and how we can make our soils better.
Right. Absolutely. As far as I'm going, I got to set up, I was just talking to Jules about it, going to be setting up a checking account for the seed and supply. And then we'll be, I've got to making molds. So we're talking about the lull and getting everything set. So I just want to have all of my silicone molds that are all FDA approved for food, all lined up. So if I get an order in, it just bang, 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 and out the door they go. So the cakes will be made and away they go. So that's what I'm doing. Got to figure out what's going on with Etsy and getting that all connected to in live, so yeah, it's good stuff. So that's kind of the game plan.
Very cool.
Surfing and navigating with things happening at work. So yes, it's always fun.
Oh, as long as you stay busy.
Well, it's big and beautiful, and we got to make sure he's doing the right things and all that good stuff.
Yep. Sounds about right. So
sounds about right. So yeah. So well, I hope all of you learned something today. We'll be back next week with a great topic, I am sure. There's some couple that we were writing down last week and some ideas that I think will come out of this one. If you have a topic, please email me at realsmallscalelife@gmail.com. That's realsmallscalelife@gmail.com, or put it in the comments here of this podcast. Or live stream. We'll get all that information. So remember to learn, do. Oh, we'll be back next week, 7:30 p.m. here on the Small Scale Life YouTube channel, unless Adam wants to roll on his. And and in the meantime, remember to learn, do, grow, be a little better every day. This is Tom from Small Scale Life.
And this is Adam with Modern Frontier Farms. Peace out, guys.
Absolutely. So we'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. As we close this episode of the Small Scale Life podcast, remember this: keep going, keep going, keep going. It might seem like an impossible thing to achieve your goals, like starting a small business, losing that stubborn weight, tackling your debt, or becoming that person you always wanted to become. But it is achievable. It's achievable. You can do it. You need to put one step in front of the other. But you have to begin that journey by making a decision and taking that step forward. So, start. Take a deep breath and take that first step. You can do it. We're here to help. This is Tom from the Small Scale Life podcast, reminding you to learn, do, grow, and be a little better every day. We'll be back real soon. Take care, everybody. I don't know why I'm doing this. It's just kind of a warm-up. One more important note. Small Scale Life reminds you that we are not licensed doctors, therapists, healthcare professionals, or financial professionals. You should always consult a professional before starting any practice. All information shared on Small Scale Life or the Small Scale Life podcast are for informational and inspirational purposes. Results will always vary, and participation in any practice or activity is completely voluntary and at your own risk. That said, keep learning, doing, growing, and being a little better every day. You've got this.
Wow. Unbelievable. Wow. That's a good message. Look at this.
Wow.
Oh, man, I feel like, wow. It's like I come over, it's like I don't know what to expect. I got to be honest. I come in, it's like a little like I'm trying to get my bearings. There's cartoons, your mom, and it's like you still got it.